There we go. Hello, welcome. We're back. Last day of the week. It's Friday. Hope everyone's having a good Friday so far. Having a chill time. I'm ready to make this save system a reality. I've done some planning, done some thinking, done some research, and I'm feeling like we can make this happen. It might take some finessing, but it feels probable. Feels probable because as long as we build it to be extendable and maybe component driven, then we can easily build new savable entities that can just plug into this system, which is ideal. That's what we want. I will say, Friday is a day where I do a thing called Coffee Club, and I made the mistake, as I do every Friday, of drinking strong coffee without having had any food. So I'm like full energy, but shaky level as well. It's quite funny but hilarious. There is a little meow meow in the background. That is my helper Nacho. He's our little cat. He's just about to turn 2 years old. So he's a little young'un, and he's just been battling a Labrador outside, apparently. Little demon he is, but he's gonna be with us today. And you've just started actually learning Unity. Nice. Good move. We stand that. 10 out of 10. Hopefully we'll be able to do some good stuff in this stream, and you can take things away and be in a position where you're there's some like knowledge share that you can gain from this. So let's first of all start with a recap of where we were last time. Everything is coming along really nicely. We set up the currency for buying and selling. We've set up a dynamic UI down here for like actually buying and selling things, so I can buy like new rose seeds and new pots and stuff. If I let me plant this sunflower seed, let's bring our water out. Everything is still looking and feeling super juicy. I can drop this into the thing, and I missed both times. Bang, bang. Get our sunflower. There he is. And we can drop it in the market and sell it, and you can see we've gone up to 60. And we can buy stuff from the market as well. So I'll buy a rose seed. Let's maybe plant that. Roses take 7. One more. But we do have a different type of flower here, which is very nice and very cool. So we have like the backbone of everything that we need to make this game work, and there we go. I can sell that and it's worth 20. So with that, what we are actually doing today is actually implementing our save system, because like I say, we were supposed to do that yesterday, but I got distracted, went off on a tangent, and we made the UI and the loop instead. So the way that this save system is going to work is similar to the one that I've got in Tilelands. The way I figure we can do it is, first things first, we need to make an implementation for the iData service, which is, let me pop open the serialization interfaces. Actually, let me just close everything and reopen that again, so that we're just looking at save system files. So quite simply, we've got this interface here, iData service, which is responsible for actually like the signatures for saving data, loading data, deleting saves, deleting all saves, and listing all saves that we've got based on the save name. So we're going to create a implementation for this. We're going to create a data type for our game data, which will be what the type of this iData service is. And from that, we'll then create some generic class world object, which simply has a serializable GUID, which is just a unique. Every time I say serializable, it triggers Siri on my phone. I need to turn that off. We'll have a GUID, unique GUID, that we can view in the inspector, that is assigned to every object. And then we will also have like a list of all the data that object needs to hold on it. And maybe that is going to be just a dictionary that maps a string to a string or a GUID to a string, or it might be an actual list of serializable objects that implement our savable interface. So we'll see. Prime, hello, welcome back. He's here. We'll get cracking. Let me go ahead and create. I think did I make save management? I did. We're going to get rid of this savable entity script, but first things first, let's create our file data service, which, to be fair, I should probably put this into the Shibadog utils as part of the persistence APIs, because why would I not? So like I say, this is going to implement our iData service. Doesn't need to be a mono behavior service. Let's import that. And we want it to be of type game data, which we haven't made yet. We'll make that class. You know what? We'll make it now. We're going to create another script. And this is going to be our save manager. And let's have a class in here. Oh wait, I don't think I can actually, can I? Because it's this, we do want to be a mono behavior. For the time being, we do anyway. It might not be in the future, but let's create a new C# script, game data. Pop this open. This is not going to be a mono behavior. We're just going to have it like that for the time being. So now our interface will be able to be implemented. I'm going to rearrange all of this because it's put it kind of backwards. Let's have our save at the top. There we go. There we go. Right. Now, we need to have a reference to a serializer, which in our case, serializer, it's literally written right there and I still can't spell it. In our case, this serializer is going to be a JSON serializer. So we can initialize that there, serializer equals new JSON serializer, which is going to have a new, wait, is that the way I want to do it? No, I just want to pass something in, don't I? And then we'll instantiate this over in our save system, our save manager that we've got. So we also want to have probably a string, which is going to be our file data, or our file path, save file path, let's call it that, save file path. And we will have a string for our save file extension, like so. And I will say our data path can equal application.persistent data path, and I'm probably going to actually give it some other subdirectory. Let's call it saves, I guess, and maybe spell it correct. Way saves, like so. And then our save file extension can be flower game save data FGSD. That works for me. I'll have a private string, can't spell, private string get path to file, which is a utility. Going to be a utility function that takes in a string for the file name. And we can probably call this get path to save file. And all we're going to do is return path from I think it's IO. Yep, system.io, path.combine. And we're going to combine our file path with our... Whoops. Oh no, that is what I want. String dot concatenate. And it's going to be our file name that we've just passed in, save name, save file, and the file extension with a dot in between the two, of course. Save file extension. I think I've spelt that wrong, haven't I? Or maybe it is right. I'm going to pretend it's right. Let's also just make this a character as well so that it's fine as is. And actually we can do that in a single line as well because we're not doing anything funky there. Very good, very nice. So now we need to actually implement these methods that we've got. For handling saving, excuse me, we need to effectively get the location of the file we want to save. So there's a question of how I want to do this. Do I want to include the save file name in the game data? I think probably yes. Yes, I do. So we'll say file location equals get path to save file, and it's going to be data dot save name, and we're going to go ahead and put this in there now to have a public string save name. We'll probably create some default for that, but for the time being that's fine. And then we want to say if we're not overwriting and there is already a file here, then throw an error. We don't want to overwrite the existing save file. Do I want to throw an error or do I want to just print a warning? I think I'll just print a warning for now. We'll say, yeah, something along the lines of file location already exists and we've disabled overwrite, ignoring save request. Like that. Otherwise, let's just write the file. File.write all text. I kind of want to do it async, but we'll maybe come back to it. Maybe come back to making it async in the future. We'll see. I did hear that Vlambeer is back, and it's very exciting. I especially like. I think, you know, Vlambeer is probably the pioneer of game feel in the modern industry, the modern indie games industry, especially with Nuclear Throne and the what's the game that they made with the planes called? I can't remember what it's called, but those two games are awesome. So it's very exciting to see that they're coming back, first of all, but that the main man is going to have full autonomy to create as he sees fit. It's very awesome indeed. Going to be exciting to see what comes out. I need to serialize this data. Serializer.serialize data. Bang. Cool. That is our saving done. Nice and simple. The main thing that we're going to have is just making sure that the we pass in the correct locations for the game data, and also that we probably limit the amount of saves you can have. Though I don't think we necessarily need to limit the amount of saves. Yeah, I don't see why not. And we can easily put in support for cloud saving as well. So we'll get to that once it's on Steam. Unless I decide to do it with UGS, which, you know, maybe we do that. Depends how much it's going to cost me, because doing it through Steam is free. So we'll see. We'll see. That's the one. Yeah, live browsers. Yeah, it's awesome. A nuclear throne. Yeah, massive inspiration. I feel like it's probably the basis on which like Enter the Gungeon was made, right? I feel like they both feel very similar. But then just like all the other top-down roguelite shooters as well, it's such a staple. It's going to be really, really cool to see what new stuff comes out of the studio. Right, let's do a similar thing for loading. We want to get the file location is going to equal our get path to save file, where the name is what we pass in. We will do a check to see if that file exists. Whoops, not equals, exists, file location. So if it doesn't exist, we can probably I think ideally, rather than just returning game data, I maybe want to return a Boolean. Or maybe let's do that. Let's have a public bool try load game data. Pass in a string name and we'll out game data. And that way, we can just say data equals... or no, we'll just do this. We'll say if it doesn't exist, data equals new, return false. And I think I'll probably change the signature of this in my interface as well, because I like this much better. Evka, hello, welcome in. I'm actually doing save systems today instead of dossing about doing it wrong, or not doing them at all. So when we try and load, if the file does exist, we can say data equals our serializer dot deserialize for type game data. I think it's file dot read. Yeah, file dot read all text at file location. And then we return true. And that way we can just call this method and we'll know if we successfully load something or not, and we can handle errors in the save manager, or decide what we want to do with that data in the save manager, and yeah, not have to faff around with anything funky. So all I need to do is make sure I update this serialization interface for try load, and it's going to return a bool, and it's going to out t data. Nice. Good stuff, good stuff. And then it's going to be a similar story for deleting and listing. Yeah, I think those are pretty straightforward. So for delete, we can say again our string file location equals get path to save file name. If not file, or I don't think we even need to do a not. We can just say if file dot exists, file location. Then we'll do file dot delete file location. Similarly for delete all, we'll just I think we'll probably iterate over all of the files in our save directory. So we can do a for each var file location in directory dot get files. Yes, get files at our save file path. And then we can delete, file.delete file location. Like so. The only one left is listing our saves. So this is going to be a similar kind of story to here. We want to get all of our file locations back out and then list them or stick them in some kind of list or dictionary. So let's do a copy of this. And then for each file location, we want to say if what am I doing? What am I doing? Is that what I want to do? That's not what I want to do, is it? No, it's not what I want to do. I want to enumerate over the files. Do that as path. And then if that's equal to our file extension, we want to yield return path. That return the name of the file without the extension, and then we can use that in our UI for actually pulling the save that we want to return. And I believe that is our that's everything in place. I'm going to rename this to directory because I think save file path is a little bit, it's not quite accurate. It's the directory, and we will make these read only as well. Read, oh my gosh, can't type only. And read only, can't spell only. Cool. And then we'll be able to make use of this in our save manager. So, if I want this to be a mono behavior and I want it to be a singleton, we're going to have a private static save manager s underscore instance and a public static save manager instance, which again will be a get, and we'll say if s underscore instance is equal to null, s instance equals new game object, save manager dot add component save manager, like so, and then we return s instance. In awake, we're going to say if instance is not equal to null, destroy this game object and return. Otherwise, s instance equals this. And I am going to use s instance there because I don't want to create the instance by checking to see if it exists. That's perfectly fine, and then we'll do any other awake initialization in here. So something else that we're going to need to have is a file service. Probably have that be private. I don't think we need it to be public, so we'll have a private file data service, and we'll say data service equals new. And we're going to have a new JSON serializer as the thing that we pass in there. because if we remember, we need to provide our data service with a serializer, and we want to use JSON for this, at least for the time being. It's easy enough for us to switch it out in the future because it's all just using interfaces. Cool. So that's the basis for what we want to do. We want to then probably have we probably want to have a way of creating a new game and giving it a name. Public void new game, and in here we'll actually go ahead and create an instance of game data, which do we want to track our current game data on this, or do we want to track it in the game manager? I think I might want to track it in the game manager, because then the game manager can make calls to the save manager to actually save the data for the game. So let's have this return a game data, and we'll return new game data, which we can go ahead and set up the save name as, I don't know. I mean, let's just go flower shop for the time being. I think that's fine. I think that's fine. And then we also want to have a void for saving the game, which is going to take in a game data to save. And that's going to be super simple. I think we can literally just call data service.save, pass in that data, do save, to save, like so. Public void load game, which actually we don't want that to be a void, we want it to be a game data, and we want to take in a string save name. That's going to say if data service dot try load save name out var data will return data. And actually I don't think we even need to do that. I don't think we need to do that. Rather, we will say game data data, and we'll just out data, return regardless of if we found one or not. And if we didn't find one, we can do a debug.log. No save data was found at the directory. Oh, no save data was found with name, save name, returning, oops, returning empty data. Yeah, I think that's good. I think that's fine. I think that's probably fine. It's probably fine. I maybe want to just try, like, do another try load instead, so that we can get a boolean and check on the game manager, or whatever thing is responsible for loading the game, because that way we can actually you know, do some validation in the UI, send a message to say we didn't have any game data at this location, blah blah blah. Cool. I think that's probably everything I need, to be fair. Just having a think if there's anything else that I would need to do. I don't think so. I don't think so. We can just keep it super simple for now. Okay, cool. So now we need to figure out what kind of structure we want to take for our save data itself. And I'm vaguely thinking what we do is have a new interface. Which we'll stick down here. Let's have a public interface, iSaveable. Do I need you to be generic? I ask myself. I don't think I do. But this is going to have a public serializable GUID, which is going to be my ID. And we're going to have a public wait. Okay. Hold the phone. What we need a anything that's going to, or any savable prefab. Okay, right. Let's rewind a second. So last time we made this savable entity class. I'm going to pop this back open again, and we're actually going to reuse this. It is just going to be a like a really basic class. I don't think we even need it to be that deep. I think it literally can just be this. We don't need position data. I'm going to bin off this position data interface. So all the purpose of this class is that we can stick it on a prefab, savable prefab. Yeah, let's call it that. And all it does is just assign an ID to the prefab, which we can then use in our prefab database to pull that data back out again. And I'm wondering, actually, do we even need this to be... I'm going to make it its own class. So in here, along with just the ID for whatever this is, we're going to have a prefab ID. Again, get set. And then our data stuff goes here. Because I haven't quite figured out in my head how I want to handle actually storing the data yet. One option is that we have a dictionary that maps, I think I said at the start of the screen, we have a dictionary that maps a string or a GUID to some other string which represents our data, and then iterate over that to recall it. Or, you know, it could end up being something else. And then we want some methods. So public void restore state, which is going to take in some data. Yes, I do want this to be generic, because then we can take in a T data. Yeah. This is where I have to think, do I want to make a interface for I don't think I need to. I don't think I need to make an interface for the save data, because it could theoretically be anything. And then perhaps I have a public T save or get get data, get save data. Yeah. Let's do that. And then it doesn't matter how we handle the data in the savable object. We still have this stuff in place. I suppose the tricky bit is going to be, how am I going to deserialize it if I don't know what the type of the data is? Yeah, I'm not sure. Also, you're welcome. I'm glad you, I'm glad it's good value. Like, one of the things that I always like to do, I feel like a lot of YouTube game dev and streaming doesn't have, like, it's not very transparent. People erase the errors and cover up the things going wrong a lot of the time, or even if they don't, they pick the funny bits and the highlights of where it's funny. But you know, the majority of making games, especially the programming side, is solving problems. And tutorials don't teach you how to solve problems. They teach you, or they demonstrate how to implement something. But truth be told, there's no right way to do anything, and you're not going to be able to do anything if you don't know how to solve problems. So I like kind of walking through the process of how I think these things through, talking through it, so that it's actually useful to you guys. I think it's much more valuable than me just making a tutorial for, you know, a save system on its own. Because, on that note, a save system on its own is never going to be applicable to every game. Like, you're always going to have to retrofit it to work in some way, shape, or form with what you need to implement. And I'm what I want to get around here, let's not move this, is I want to have a way for my savable entities to effectively be anything, but I want to restore the state of them. I need to be able to restore their state and then get some object back for that state. And that's where things start to get kind of hairy, because it's difficult to, you can't really figure out at runtime what the type is. And that's where it gets difficult. Oh, it makes me think, in Java, there was something for serialization that, I mean, maybe it's data contracts. Maybe we want to look at data contracts, because then we can actually, maybe we can fudge this somehow. Let me zoom this in a little bit. Let's full screen the browser as well. Data contract is a formal agreement between a service and a client that abstractly describes the data to be exchanged. Makes sense. Uses a serialization engine called Data Contract Serializer. This is probably what we want to be looking at. And saving as XML instead of as JSON, because then we can, I think we can dynamically pass things back and forth because it just knows. Let's look at this example. The following example shows a service contract to which these attributes have been applied. Window 12 white, hello, welcome in. If you have experience with save systems, let me know. I'm going down a rabbit hole. I'm thinking we can probably use service contracts and data contracts for passing between, because the problem that I've got is that I want to be able to save like a whole bunch of different types of data, and then also be able to read all of that data back in and like write it back on. But it's difficult to or what I say difficult, it's impossible to intuit the type of that data just from like a JSON object when you read it back in. I'd just be left with a list of these iSavable interfaces, which means I can't go through and set the data particularly easily or pass in the type of data that it's saved. I don't think anyway. We'll see. So yeah, one of the things that I was thinking we could look at is this data contract stuff in C#. But I need to read about it a little bit more. Explicitly applied service contract and operation contract attributes shows that primitive types do not require a data contract while complex ones do. That's fine. Data contract for my types dot purchase order is created by applying the data contract attribute and data member attributes to the class and its members. So we have, yeah, a private integer for the purchase order ID value, and then there's a data member, which is public, has a get for returning that private value and a set for setting that private value. Makes sense. During serialization, property get code is called for the blah blah blah. During deserialization, an uninitialized object is first created without calling any constructors on the type, then all data members are deserialized. During deserialization, the property set code is called for property data members, blah blah blah. For a data contract to be valid, it must be possible to serialize all of its members. Makes sense. Generic types are handled in exactly the same way as non-generic types. There's no special requirements for generic parameters. For example, consider the following type. Cool. This type is serializable whether the type used for the generic parameter t is serializable or not. Because it must be possible to serialize all data members, the following type is serializable only if the generic type parameter is also serializable. Okay, that makes sense. That's fine. That doesn't really tell me what I want to know, though. So we'd want to create an implementation of our JSON, or well, our file serializer or our serializer interface that does data contract serialization, serialization, deserialization, schemas even. Schemas. Tell you what, let's go ahead and do that, shall we? Let's go into here. And I think it makes sense to do anyway because I can just add it to the library. Like so. Why has that started spitting errors at me? Is it because it has the same name? It may well be because it has the same name. But anyway, I wanted to implement iSerializer. And I think I probably also need to put this into persistence namespace, com.shibadogstudios.systems.persistence. And then it should stop complaining at me about all of that. Good. So, I mean, I think specifying the root type. The root type is the type of which instances are serialized or deserialized. Data contract serializer has many constructor overloads, but at a minimum, a root type must be supplied using the type parameter. I see. So I create a data contract serializer for that type of object. Data contract known types. The known type attribute class allows you to specify in advance the types that should be included for consideration during deserialization. Ooh, that's handy. Normally when passing parameters, the return values between a client and a service, both endpoints share all of their blah blah blah. Okay, so I basically just have to specify in the known types a whole bunch of implementations for whatever the savable instance of right. Okay, so let me think about this. Let's get back to actually serializing and deserializing. I don't need to make a data contract serializer because I can just have a data contract serializer. And I can make an array of types for the known types when I create that. Okay. Is that gonna work for what I want to do though? It might work. Hold that thought for a second. I'm gonna delete that class again because we don't need to make a standalone data contract serializer class. I would like to see how far we can get with the JSON serialization and working this through ourselves. Although I imagine this is going to be a much more sensible way to do things because I want to be able to know the types of the data so that we can cast them. Can I don't think I can. I want to know if there's a generics ensure generic has an attribute. Ah, look at this. Someone seems to be wanting to do the same thing as me. Yes, cool. Cool. Okay, so there's no way to check, but we don't need to check. We should be able to just do it. And now I need to actually understand how to set this up and piece it together in my head. So we've got this idea of being able to have a class, and I think I would like the class iSerializable. I would like the class to implement iSavable. And then the data that iSerializable holds is going to be a data contract. So maybe we can have a public abstract class save data, or yeah, savable data. Oh my gosh, contract. Savable data. And we can say where T implements save or over, inherits from savable data. And I don't think we need to have any default members in this. Because then when we're doing our overrides, we just specify the name. And then, yeah, we just have to specify the known types for everything that we want to save. So that's going to go on our game data, because our game data is going to have a list of savable data. Yeah, nice. Okay, so if we go on here, have a public list savable data, save data. That is going to need this in there, I believe. So our savable thing doesn't need... I don't think we even need this. We just want to say... Yeah. We just want to have... And then the prefab ID can sit in here. And any other data members can go on. That is serializable data member. That's fine. Thank you. I appreciate that. I think, you know, it's kind of like I was saying before, people don't show off the dirt, the nitty-gritty of actually coding and working on games. And that's one of the most important bits that I think, you know, people who get into making games like me when they were younger or are trying to figure stuff out, they don't realize that this is a large part of the problem. So I want to be able to actually showcase that and have people be able to know what they're getting into instead of thinking that game development is this super easy endeavor, when actually it kind of is, but it becomes easy when you learn how to read documentation and solve problems based on that documentation. And actually that's one of the... I was reading a post earlier on Reddit, I know, but it was someone stating the difference between junior engineers and senior engineers, and how junior engineers get their info from YouTube videos, senior engineers get their info from reading the documentation and then playing until it works. And that's so true. It really, like, you can do so much more if you understand how to read documentation and then try things until things work out. And I think that's probably where we're going to get here, because we know that we can, as long as we specify the known type on the game data, when we read it back, we should be able to just get everything in this list as what it is. He says that it's going to have a prefab ID. Hold on. I may be doing this entirely wrong. We have the prefab ID. That's fine. Hold on. Let him cook. We're gonna open up. I want to open up my bucket as an example. So when I save my bucket, I want you to be iSaveable. Yeah, that's something I'm thinking about. So rather than T on our iSaveable, let's not do that. Let's have this return a list of savable data, and this list savable data get save data. Cool. So let's make a data contract public class bucket data. Actually, I don't think we even need... Oh no, this still doesn't solve my problem. Still doesn't solve my problem, because I want to have... I don't want a list of position data. I would like to have basically in here I want to have a bunch of like generic data. So I can have something like a public, let's data contract public class bucket data savable data, for example. But then I also want like position data. Perhaps we have, rather than an iSaveable, or we do have iSaveable. No. We're gonna have a data contract, public class, world object data. And this is going to have our public serializable GUID prefab ID, which is a data member. And we're also going to have a public list of savable data object data. Okay. So now when we're saving, we'll have basically a list of world object data in our game data. Whoops. World object data will also have a public int currency. And I think probably we also want this game data to be a data contract. Data member, and I don't think we need to give it the data member attribute, do we? I mean, we'll find out. Oh, I need to sneeze, but it's not gonna happen. This is something else. Okay, this is fine. So then this interface that we've got, iSavable, which restores state and gets save data. I think rather than, yeah, we still want a list of savable data. Does that mean that we have our savable interface on the world object data? I don't think it does. No, we want to have it on our objects. So what we would want to have is exactly this. Maybe when we get save data, we return a world object data. Must declare a oh sorry, yeah, abstract. So what I'm thinking, if we define savable data as an abstract class with a method apply, when we reload our object data, we can say, or we can define some thing, so that the apply method is going to have a type. Yeah, here we go. Let's have savable data be generic. Oh, then I have to specify types all over the place. Let's not do that. Problem is I can't force I don't think I can force this type. Dennis, hello. Welcome in. I am doing all right. I am probably massively overthinking this serialization system, but I think I kind of have to. So if I think about the steps of what I want to do, I basically, when I'm loading data, I want to look at the data that's come in, get the prefab ID, instantiate an object of that ID from the database, and then put a bunch of iterate over all of the savable data on that object and apply it to the thing that we've just instantiated. Overload it. I could, but I don't want to, because I could end up with like loads of methods, and I kind of want to avoid that. Or like loads of methods in the base class, which is just going to get super messy. So it wouldn't be my favorite thing. And I'm from the UK, slap bang in the middle of England, to be precise. I really need a graphical tablet so I can pull up like a page on screen and draw out what I'm thinking instead of having it in my head or doing it on a notepad so you guys can't see, because I want you to be able to see the process. It's very, very much the main objective is that you can see the process, because the process is long. I mean, this is fine. This is fine. I mean, at least from this start point, when we load, and I mean, it's going to be the game manager that deals with all of this stuff anyway. So you know what? Let's just start adding some stuff into the game manager and seeing how we get along. Where is my game manager? There it is. We want to have I don't think I need to keep the currency in here anymore in that case. This game is a cozy game about owning a small flower shop and crossbreeding flowers that you can sell for different values. There's no overarching objective per se. The main thing for it, we're in line with my design pillars that I've got over here in Obsidian, is that we want creative freedom. It should be inconsequential and should have a focus on inner peace. That's the main thing. So I want my game manager to have a public game data, current data, which I think I'll have a get private set on it. And then in start, let's do current data equals save manager.instance.load game. That's something I didn't think about. Let's just say new game for the time being, so that we at least get some data. Although I think I want to load the game, don't I? What am I calling the new game? Flower Shop. And when I load the game, it's just returning some new data, isn't it? So let's actually do that. Why have I done that? I want game data to equal new game. Of course, that's not... Okay. Here we go. Else data equals new game. There we go. Beautiful. Okay. So then in our game manager, we're loading game Flower Shop. Doesn't matter if it doesn't exist because it will make a new one. If it does, it will load that. And then you know what? I'm gonna give us a button for saving the game from Odin. We'll say style equals box. And then rather than create starting objects, let's I'm going to comment it out for the moment. Let's make a method called create or initialize load create saved objects. There we go. Create saved objects. And what this is going to do is do a for each, world object in current data dot save data. We will instantiate world object dot, and we're going to need a prefab database dot get object, get prefab by ID. We're going to need to make that class. So let's go ahead and do that. This is going to go under our save management, C# script, prefab, database. And this is going to be, I'm going to have to reference back to some of my Shiba dog code. If I can find the class, I think it's under... Oh, where am I going to put it? Buildings, building database. There we go. Nice. This is quite straightforward. So we can have this class be static because we want to be able to access it from anywhere. We will have a static dictionary mapping a serializable GUID to a game object. That's going to be our prefab dictionary. And then We'll use the runtime initialize on load method attribute to fire off this method when the app starts up. We are going to say prefab dictionary equals new, and then we'll say var prefabs equals resources dot load all. I want this to be world object data. Did I make world object data a mono behavior? I didn't, did I? So this could be where savable prefab comes in. And we actually have savable prefab have some world object data on it. We'll see, we'll see. But actually it's probably just going to be game object. It's fine. No, we do want it to be a savable entity. Did I? Savable prefab course. Okay, right. Wait. Savable prefab. Make sure the names match up over here. Why are you complaining? Because I've spelt savable wrong. I've called it savable. Savable prefab. Yeah, load all, savable prefab. We're just gonna have to be at the root for the time being. And then for each var prefab in prefabs, prefab dictionary dot add, and it's going to be prefab dot id prefab. Cool. So any prefab that we want to be able to save is going to be this. Savable prefab then in that case needs to also have nothing. It doesn't need to have anything. It can literally just be that. This is just a way for us to sort it. Because then what we can do is, yeah, we still have our object data on the world object data. Cool. Okay, so we're on the right tracks here. We just need to give ourselves a method. Let's have a public static world savable prefab. Get prefab by ID, pass in a serializable GUID ID, and we will say try return prefab dictionary dot get. I mean, yeah, I could just do we'll do it like this for the time being, passing the ID. So we try and do that. We'll catch some error where we'll say debug.log error, no item, no prefab with ID could be found in the database. And we return null. Cool. And then we just instantiate. Let's just instantiate the object. Yes, that's fine, because what will realistically happen is we'll say var new object equals that, and then we can do something where we do like a for each data, yeah, savable data in world object dot object data, savable data dot apply. New object. Oh, wait, this could work. This could work. So we can have this be generic. And then it's just a case of figuring out what the generic thing is. So, I mean, I think realistically, savable data can be anything. Oh no, we know that we want it to be a mono behavior. No, we want it to be iSavable. Ah, yeah. Hold on. hold on. I think then we don't actually need... It's coming together. My brain is hurting. It's in pain. Cannot convert from savable prefab to iSavable. That makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out in a second. I want to test if this is going to work, first of all. So... I'm going to remove this this here, and we're going to say if current data dot save data dot length or count, sorry, is equal to 0, i.e. we have nothing saved, we will create our starting objects. Otherwise, we create all the things that we've got saved. And then I think what we'll do is on destroy, let's we want to save all of our stuff. And then I have to figure out how to save all of our stuff. God damn. I mean, I guess for the time being, we can just say var savable entities or savable prefabs equals find objects by type savable prefab. What do you need in you? Sort mode, none, don't care. And then for each game data dot but current data dot save data equals new. For each prefab and savable prefabs, let's make sure we rename that. Stop. So that's lowercase s. So for each one we've got, we're going to say current data dot save data dot add new, and we want the object, the prefab ID, to be equal to savable prefab dot ID. And object data can just be a new list. That's fine. So that will save all of our objects when we close the scene. And theoretically, that means when we start up the game, we're going to load Flower Shop and it's going to give us some stuff. I mean, there's an easy way to test this. And that is by let's make sure that everything in here is in order. You're fine. I'm going to just delete the bucket data class. You're fine. We've got our resources folder. I'm going to put the prefab folder under there. So we've already got a bunch of this stuff has the savable prefab on it. If I hit play, we shouldn't get any errors. I haven't made a save manager yet. Yep, there we go. Let's create an empty save manager. Let's add our save manager to it. Reset, save game, data save is null. That's fine, that's fine. Line 52 current data dot save data dot count. Of course, save manager. Let's go back in here and say save data equals new. I think that's it actually, isn't it? I've forgotten what my game data class looks like already. Currency equals 50. That's what we want. And then in our game manager as well, rather than using a starting currency, let's change the currency for current data dot currency, because then we should be able to see that getting saved as well, theoretically. First things first, let me go ahead and open up that save file that we've just made. Bear with me. It's going to be application support. I don't actually know what this game is called. Default company, little cozy farm game. There is nothing there yet. But if we press play, we shouldn't get any errors now. Oh, we still got an error on line 52. It's current data.save data. Either current data is null or current data.save data is null, which means this load game is doing it, returning empty data. Oh, I'm an idiot. That's why we want that to be in there. There we go. Now it should work without any errors. Ah! There we go. There we go. That's cool. One sec. So, theoretically, if we hit the stop button, all of these, the basic pot has a savable prefab, basic water source has a savable prefab, and sunflower seed does not. So if we press play again, we shouldn't see the sunflower seed, and we should see a pot and a bucket spawning inside each other. I don't think the market portal... Yeah, because we're just having one of those. Moment of truth. Let's clear the console. Hit play. No, still nothing. Am I actually calling the wrong method on my game manager when we on destroy game manager? On destroy, I'm not saving the data. Let's save manager.instance.save game, and we're going to pass in current data. And let's just make sure that we're doing, when we do save, we save data to save, which in turn saves the save name. Good, good. Okay, so now we should be able to save a file. So if I press play right now, boom, stuff appears. I'm going to press stop. Oh, we got an error. Could not find a part of the path. Yeah, I need to create that folder, don't I? Remind me, how do I create the folder? It's going to be in the Tilelands save system somewhere. Which one is it in? It's in, because I have two separate save systems for Tilelands. There's one for tile discovery and one for the actual save data, and they save to 2 separate files. Serialization manager. Every time Siri starts talking when I say serialization. That is, I am using a data contract serializer on that one. So that creates the folder for me. For the time being, I'm just going to make a folder in there which matches the name that I want it to be, which is saves. But I think probably what we're going to want to do is look at using data contract serializer and doing this a little bit smarter, because it's not very smart at the moment. Cool. I now have Flower Shop open with text edit. It hasn't saved anything. God. I think that's probably because we haven't marked our world object data as serializable. And I think it probably still won't serialize if I do that. Let's find out. It's only one way. I'm going to just delete that folder, because otherwise it's going to try to load it and it's going to be like, oh no, you don't have save data in here. Cool, save again. Let's pop this open. There we go. We have an empty array for our save data. Likely because also savable data is not serializable. So let's add the serializable. Oh wait, I don't want that. I want this to be, I think serializable good is CLR, serializable. That's fine. Guys, I think we have to switch to using the data contract serializer. I think it's going to make life so much easier. But I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of a pain in the ass. Okay, fine. Okay, let's do this. Let's make an XML data serializer. I think I'm probably going to run out of time for today before we get to it, which means I'm going to have to push this all back to next week. But that's fine, because like if we look back at our plan, the only thing that we have left for the MVP in our Moscow requirements is the save system. So once that's in, we can just focus on content and art style, which is in our shoulds, and then theoretically the game is in a releasable state. So let's go ahead and actually implement some of this stuff. I'm going to go back into my MISC concrete serializers, and I'm going to create an XML data contract serializer. XML data contract serializer. I'm going to pop this open, and I need to probably have this be of type T. It's going to implement iSerializer. Not going to be a mono behavior. Can I not have you be called T? Oh, it's already oh, of course, I'm being a dummy. Ignore me. We're not going to have that. We are going to have this be T. Public T. And this is going to be a string XML. And the way that we want to do this, do I even, yeah, that's deserialize and this is serialize. Wait, I don't think I can do this actually, because I need to specify the type for the, well, maybe it'll be all right. I think I can do, let's have a private static data contract serializer, import the package for that, get data serializer, and this is going to return a new data contract serializer type of, and then I would put T in there, but we don't know what T is. So I can't do that. So maybe we make this T data. Non-generic type, blah, blah, blah. Oh, put it in the wrong place, that's why. I do want you static. And I want you like that. There we go, there we go. So then, when we serialize, we want to say var serializer, data contract serializer, equals get data serializer of type T. Oh wait, no, because I want to actually do the saving in this bit as well, don't I? So maybe rather in our file data service, I still need this iSerializer. Writer equals new file stream, writer data. I think we can serializer.write object, writer data. Yeah, no, that does what we need it to do. So actually our file data service, because this is going to be the thing that we want, file data service. Let's actually just bin off this interface. I don't want it. I'm going to pass in a I guess we can pass in a data contract serializer here. Like so. And then rather than faffing around with all of this like we're doing, we're going to pass in our game data. And we're going to say we have our file directory. if the directory doesn't exist, we're going to create it. And then if we're not overwriting, we're going to log a warning return as we were before. Not going to do anything. Otherwise, let's actually serialize this data. So we're going to say var writer equals new, not minus, equals new file stream at our save file directory file mode dot create. And then we will say our serializer write an object. What's the difference between write object and write object content? Writes the XML content using an XML dictionary writer. Not going to mess. We're just going to write object, and we're going to pass in the writer and our save data, and then what are we going to do? What are we going to do then? I need this to be at my save file path. File location. And then we need to close the writer because we're done writing. And then that's it. That's our save. Loading is going to be kind of similar. We want to check if the file exists. If it doesn't, we return, yeah, empty data like we were doing before. I think probably what we want to do is have some static game data dot default or get default data like that. And perhaps we have a static public static game data get default data, which just returns a new game data where save name equals flower shop, currency equals 50, and save data equals new. Cool. Right, loading data. We want to say var file stream is equal to a new file stream at our file location. And we want to open. And then we're going to say serializer dot. Oh, no. We need a XML dictionary reader. Reader equals XML dictionary reader dot create dictionary reader, and we are going to pass in file stream And I got this wrong. This needs to be create text reader. Pass in the file stream. And a new read quotas object. Why are you giving me an error? Oh, the out parameter data has to be assigned. That's cool, because we're about to assign it. So after we've done that, we can then say data equals serializer dot read, whoops, underscore serializer dot read object reader, and we want to verify the object name and make sure we cast it to game data as well. Cool. Cool. And then everything else is as it was. Yeah, everything else is as it was. That is fine. I'm gonna delete this file. I'll save it because we're gonna delete it. We don't need it. Delete. What's your problem? Oh, that. We're gonna have a new data contract serializer. I've forgotten immediately how we create a data contract serializer. Type of, yes, that's it. Type of game and data. There we go. Okay. I want to see that this is saving positions. Because now that we've got this, we should theoretically be able to... we've got a game contract on here, I believe. That's fine. We just need to go onto our serialized GUID then. And give this a data contract. That should be fine. Right. Let's see how we're looking. Let's see how we're looking. I'm gonna hit save. I'm gonna hit play. And it should complain that there's nothing. Yep, good. Hit stop. That's created a file. Let's open this. Okay, we've got something. So we've got our currency, our save data is empty, and we've got our save name. Does that mean that XML can't serialize a list? Oh, we also don't have our... Oh, well, no, we don't have our save data. Can data contract contain a list? Do I have to use an interface? iList? Serializing collections. Yeah. Hold on, I want to see a written example in a class. Yeah, it's got it as an iList. Let's try it. Let's try it. See what happens. Close this up. Hit play. Oh. Cannot create an instance of the abstract type list of type. What do we need it to be? Savable world object data. There we go. Oh no, it does need to be savable data, doesn't it? Because this is the list of world object data. I need to make sure this is also an iList, which means I'm going to get another error. There we go. Cool, right. Let's play again, see how this goes. Nice, nice. Open up our data. Save data is still empty. Why is save data empty? I'm not sure why save data is empty. I think if I press play now, it's probably going to give us an error because it will load the data fine, but then be like, okay. Oh no, because yeah, it's got save data. Save data is an empty list, so it's still good. Hello, sharing violation on path. How do I overwrite? I forgot. That should be fine. That should be fine. I don't know why that's throwing an error for us. I'm gonna have to wrap up soon. But we shouldn't be getting an error. We should not be getting an error. Unexpected end of file. Yo, what? Oh gosh. Nah, this is going to take some more delving, I think, before we can get into things. So I am going to have to, unfortunately, end the stream there, despite thinking I could make this save system today. But I think we're getting there. We're getting there. It's just getting figuring out the idiosyncrasies. So I will potentially be back another day soon. Latest will be Monday, so if you're not already, make sure to subscribe and join the Discord server to get notified of when the next live stream or video will be. If you want to support the channel and the studio, then please consider oh, that's it. Finger on nose. Yes, I had the file open. Oh, you're a genius. Let me just check it to see that that is definitely what it is. Press play, press stop. Everything is fine. The flower shop file is created. Press play again. That's good. Press stop. No, still a sharing violation, but I definitely don't have it open. Yeah, no, definitely don't have it open. Have I forgotten to close the read? That's probably exactly what I've done, isn't it? File data service. Reader.close. Yep, there we go, there we go. Right, let's try this one more time. One more time, and then I am gonna wrap up because I do have to go, unfortunately. And we'll actually figure out how we're gonna save all of our data on Monday. Because, yeah, as much as I would love to continue, I do not have time. Yes, there we go. And we could see that when I hit play again this time, we're not getting the log in the bottom anymore where it says that the save data doesn't exist. So it is reading data properly. That is fantastic. We are just still getting an empty list of save data instead of... Wait. Oh! Look at this. We have our save data with a world object that has some object data with a prefab ID that is null. Okay. Can I... Let me go through and just assign a new GUID to all of these things. Basic pot, assign new. Water source, assign new. Big pot, assign new. I think that's probably fine. I mean, I'll do it for everything just to make sure we're good. I think down the line we'll probably want to make a custom inspector for this so that it's a lot easier to manage, and that's going to be much more straightforward with the power of Odin. I'm going to delete that file again, that save file, and I'm going to hit play. That's fine. Stop. Flower shop. Open. Please. Oh no, now we just don't have anything in there. Yeah, our save data is empty again. Huh? So if I press play again and it tries to read... That's all good. Our basic pot is there. Yeah, no, I'm gonna have to do some more figuring out of stuff, because it ain't adding up. It ain't adding up right now. And now our save data is still empty. Bro, please. I don't know. Okay, well, anyway, yeah, that's I think it's a good start. We're in a good position to kick off. We've got the currency is saving, and I think we can actually prove that by just going ahead and buying a sunflower seed for 25 or 5. We'll buy a rose seed and a sunflower seed, so we've got 35 left. If I stop and press play, we should see 35 be pulled up here. And yet we see 50. Hold on. Rose seed, sunflower seed. It's because I'm not actually writing the currency in the game manager, isn't it? Yeah, that's exactly what it is. That is exactly what it is. Okay, I don't have time. I've got to dash off, I'm afraid. But on Monday or in the next stream, if I do another one sooner, we will finish this off, or at least get like a lot of the issues ironed out and figure out what's going wrong. So thank you everybody so much for watching. Again, Discord in description. Subscribe if you're not already. If you want to support the studio or support me, there's a link to the Patreon in the description as well, where you'll be able to get things like the util scripts that I've got, early access to this game when it comes out. Or if you want to support us for less money, there is a link over on the side there to buy us a coffee page as well, where you can support one-off or leave donations. Thank you ever so much for watching. I will see you on Monday. Cheers.